Hello and welcome to Benacam. We are going back underground today. We are going to have a look at Wheal Uny, which is part of the Great Flat Lode, which is a really interesting part of Cornwall. We're going to tell you all about it now in this video. Got Vinzo with me as well today.
Good morning.
And yeah, there's a little hidden way into this mine, so we're going to go and find that now, and we're going to show you the underground workings. Wheal Uny is on the northern outcrop of what was known as being the Great Flat Lode. The mine here started around 1800 and was worked for around 100 years before being shut down, partly due to high maintenance costs of pumping the water, which has now flooded the majority of the mine's underground workings. So this is Hind Shaft behind me. This is one of the main mine shafts here. Unfortunately, this would now connect into the workings which are now below the water table. So even if this was open, it appears to be backfilled anyway, but even if it was open, I think it would lead into flooded workings. So there's not much point in trying to get in here. We're going to have to look elsewhere for a little sneaky way in, but we'll have a look down here anyway. See down there, there's some rubbish and that, not that far down. What the fuck? Vinny thinks he's in Jurassic Park. Okay, so this is our main way in now. So this shaft has, the workings in this area have come right up to the surface, so they've just put a little small manway in with some ladders in, which is really good. It's still here. It's yeah, it's pretty well hidden, which is probably one of the reasons why it's never been sealed up. So yeah, we're gonna use these ladders now, and we're gonna go down and we're gonna have a look at the Great Flat Lode. So these metal ladders obviously aren't original. These have been put in by someone in later years, but there are some nice wooden ladders in a minute we're going to get to, which probably are original, or at least very similar to what would have been used. And this is now the start of the workings. So we're going to have to be very careful here. The ceiling above us is very close. There's not much of a gap, and you've got to be very careful you don't peel off some of this rock as it goes to the surface like this. It's very weak and nasty. You can actually see the piece of the lode here as well in the side of the, that's where this is the very start of the Great Flat Lode right here, and it all dips down in this direction. So normally these trips are alright, but when you've got a backpack on like this, it gets a little bit of an added element of complication to it all. Only just fit through here. Oh. Okay, so that's the bottom of the metal ladders. Looking back up, you can just see daylight there in the distance. And now we're going down into the older part. Some nice old wooden ladders. You can see the angle of the stope going down, and you can see a bit more why they call it the Great Flat Lode. So it's not actually that flat, but most mines have more of a vertical load of ore in them, whereas this one is a lot flatter in angle. You can see the head wall there going up, so the piece of tin they were after was against that wall. And yeah, this just dips down and down, and we're just going to keep scrambling down now until we reach the water's edge. Bit bigger hole.
You go down this way, do you? Or?
Yeah. So the water's dropped a good, maybe a couple meters, something like that. All of this here is definitely still underwater normally. And there is some way on, but really not that much. Try not to disturb the water too much, but you can see there it's lovely and clear, and there is a ladder or something there within the water. So you can see behind Tom there a nice bit of green copper staining. This mine not only had tin out of it, they also had a bit of copper as well. Big wood partition there, and you can just see that that just keeps going on and on the other side of all those bits of timber. So no one's been the other side of those bits of timber for a long, long time. What do you reckon, Vinzo?
I think it might get a little bit sooty down there.
Yeah, the way down will be alright, the way up won't be so good. I think we're going to have a little jump in just to have a look, but I don't think this is one really to bring the dive kit in for. It's also an absolute nightmare to get the kit in, so we'll have a little look from what we can see from the surface and see if it's worthwhile for a further exploration another day.
As carefully as possible, I enter the water and begin swimming the top of the flooded stope, looking down into the workings dropping off below. The wooden props look in great condition, and these workings reached a depth of over 244 fathoms deep, which is 446 metres, most of which will now never be able to be explored unless the mine was once again pumped dry, which is very unlikely to ever happen. At one point in the stope below, the workings open up into a large flooded chamber, so big that all of a sudden you can no longer see the sides of the cavern all around you with a flashlight, and trying to progress any further by breath holding would be extremely dangerous.
Okay, I'm done, I'm coming out. Okay, so just done some good breath holds down in the stoping. And there's a massive void down there. There's a really, really big hole. There's definitely some areas there that it continues on with. So maybe in the future we could get a bit of dive kit down here and have a look. It's going to be a little bit of a mission getting the kit in, but there's a huge void there and it definitely keeps going on and on. So it's, yeah, it's potential for another little trip, that one.
We decided to quickly check out one more flooded section of the mine a short walk away. To get to this next area, you cross a shaft which has sadly been used for many years as the local dumping ground.
You can see the pile of crap here now. Tractor tyres, fridges, all the usual mine shaft junk. Right, we're into the adit level now. Not the easiest in a dry seat. Oh.
We wanted to look here to see if there was any further flooded workings deeper below or possible ways onwards. The pit is deep, but you can see all of the floor with no workings or other ways going further onwards out of sight.
Just found an awesome box.
It was worth a visit though, because in the side of the workings down on a now flooded ledge sits an intact wooden box with a metal handle, almost certainly left behind by the miners before the mine flooded in the late 1800s and has never been seen by anyone since, until now. It was time to get changed, pack up the gear and head back up.
Nice stone shower. Wouldn't be quite so bad if I didn't have a lead weight belt strapped to me. I know. Oh. Right, that's it for this one. Thank you for watching. As with all my videos, do not ever attempt to do the silly things that we get up to. Believe it or not, we do actually semi-know what we're doing. So yeah, don't try and repeat it. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. We've got a few more good mine videos coming up when we get a chance. And we will catch you for the next one, won't we, Vinzo?